Hi, Judd here. In keeping with the principle of at first, if you don't succeed, keep banging your head against the wall, I went out, I took this off, and I have super gel glued this piece, and I'm going to reinforce it this time with this. And I'm also either going to try to adjust that where this goes in to get it back in place, or put a washer under this to make up for the gap. I also did a very thorough inspection of the Honda trunk, and I found 2 or 3 little spots where possibly some leaking might be happening, but there was nothing really obvious, and there's absolutely nothing that shows what's just getting into the trunk lid. So I got some more epoxy, and I'm going to go hit those 2 or 3 possible spots, and we'll see what happens. Because it's a beautiful sunny day today, windy, very windy, and it's going to be a beautiful sunny day tomorrow, so I can go ahead and leave the trunk open, let it set up. So I got this tab on here, and I need to reinforce it. This is woven fiberglass, I think, or nylon from a bug screen. So I'm going to use this as a reinforcing fabric over the joint. I'm going to super glue that into place because I don't want to mix up the epoxy until I get to the car and have that all prepped. Besides, super glue is proven to stick to this stuff very nicely. The part I glued before was not chromed. The more liquidy super glue might work better on this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sand this one first, see if that helps. Okay. Hey, good. That's that. I got to clean some acetone, get some acetone clean off my fingers, and we'll go look at the trunk. Hi, Judd here. It's the next morning because I just got worn out yesterday. And today is the day of the brushes because I'm going to show you those little spots that I see as potentially the leak problem. The continuing leak problem, the unsolved portion of the leak problem, and we're going to clean those up in preparation for epoxying over them a little later. I had a little trouble getting this down. I remember I couldn't get it down all the way, and I actually found out that I had to force it down because I've got the two thick sections where I doubled up. Okay, so we're going to lift that up. And this is one of the potential leak problems right here, where my new patch is mating up with the old patch, and there's a little gap between there. So water could possibly be getting in between those two things and then coming in. So I'm going to seal that up. And then further down here, there's a little rust spot, and it's actually a little damp right now. Oh, and there's water sitting here. Look at that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Haha. Okay, so there's some rust happening right here, and there could be some little pinhole leaks through there. And if you look in here, you see, yes, there's a little bit of stuff there. I'm not feeling any feed through though, but there could be feed through from up here. So, okay, then we go over to here, and again we lift up our seal, and when we get down here, where was it? Okay, right there, there's a little dip, and underneath this thing, right up here, at this point, on the underneath, there's a little pinhole, so again, and a little questionable area there. Those are my three spots where there might be some bleed through, because water wasn't pouring in this time, it was just dribbling in, and those would be enough to account for it. So I'm going to brush those up real good with an abrasive brush and then a cleaning brush, and then let that all dry up and come out and epoxy it later, because I'm also watching a bike race, the Paris-Roubaix, I don't know, some cobblestone bike race in France. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, I've done brushing, and I also managed to get the rubber off most of the thing and under the hinges, so I had a free and clear shot up here. I've got this all cleaned up. Here's that little gap I was talking about, which doesn't appear to be open, but if some water gets up under this, which wasn't sitting down quite right, you know, it could come in there. And then down here I discovered that there are a couple of points where water's puddling, and so I've brushed this quite thoroughly. I've actually brushed the entire groove all along, because up here it could also sit in there, and you see hints of rust starting along there. And then I've got the rubber off of this side completely, and there are a couple of points, like right here, there's a little spot where water can just sit there, because there's actually, these are two separate pieces that have been welded together here. Alright, so you got a little point there where water can sit, and then again down here, right here, there's actually a good dip right there, and again two pieces. Okay, see two pieces overlapping right there. So I've got that all brushed out. Oh, well, look at that. Oh, son of a gun. Look at that. Can you see that? Son of a gun. Look at that big old hole right there. Look at that. Ta-da! Okay, so there's my leak on this side. Oh yeah, you can see more there. See, right in the very edge. Okay, and the seal was over that, but anything that got under the seal come right out there. There it is. Oh yeah, there's my leak. Okay, good. So there's the leak on that side. I mean, very definitely. Wow. See if I find any over here. I didn't find anything that obvious over here, but then the leak on this side seemed to be coming in a different way anyway. Okay, so that's it for the moment. But good news. I mean, look, God, it's sticking out. That brushing really helped, and getting the seal completely off. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Okay, Lotto Kopecky won the Paris-Roubaix cobble race. What a race that was. Wow, great finish too. Now, back to the car, and I got to get some support behind here to give the epoxy something to stick to. I'm going to sand the back of that and clean it up and then get something on the back there to support the fill. Okay, there's my patch. I've got some of that nylon mesh on some fiberglass tape and a little bit of wax paper behind the nylon mesh so that the adhesive on the tape doesn't mess up with the epoxy. I'm guessing at the fit, so we'll see how that works. Okay, it's on there, and a little bit extra sticking up there. I'm going to have to trim that off with a knife. Successfully trimmed and ready to go. Now, mix up the epoxy and paint that thing. I'm also going to bring the grill down here so I can epoxy those two tabs that I fixed. JB Weld, plastic lid. This is the remains of the last batch I had. Okay, so we're just going to shoot out the rest of it here. Container lid. That's quite a bit. Now, put that down, and the first thing we're going to do is hit the tabs on this, put a coat of epoxy over tabs of this. Wow. Now, oh shit. Okay, now we gotta get this little spot, and now over to the other side to the bad spots there. Or the suspect spots. It's starting to thicken up already. Okay, yeah, that's getting too thick to use now. And you know what? I'm going to go with that for the moment. I think I got everything covered. We'll give it another rain test. I think that is what I shall do. Let that set, the stuff set up there. Okay, so maybe that's it. That's it for the moment. Yeah, we'll check it tomorrow. Happy day to you.